Hello and welcome to another episode of GameHammer Extra. This is the shorter show that we do once a week on an irregular basis because sometimes we're going to swap it out with our new show, Board Game Hammer, which is like GameHammer only reviewing board games. That is something that's coming up next week. But this week I want to talk to you about 42 all-time classics on the Nintendo DS. Now, a lot of you will know that the Nintendo DS got quite a reputation as shovelware along with the Wii and eventually the PS2 in this later life. But this is not actually shovelware. I was actually quite surprised with this. I picked it up because I like getting collections of all card games and board games. There's something good about being able to just play a board game like, let's say, Othello, which is actually on this. It's called Turncoat, but it's on this set. Something nice about being able to play that against the computer when you're bored, but other people are doing stuff so they don't want to play a game at the time. And also, it's got chess on. I'm always out there looking for a really good portable version of chess against a computer where the computer isn't like a grandmaster on every single setting. I like an easy, medium or hard challenge, you know, for different times of the day. It's just one of those things. So I'm always looking out for a good game of chess. And funnily enough, I think I found it with this game. Now, that doesn't mean that this is an excellent thing that's got 42 gems on it or anything like that. There are some issues with the game. So, I've got it here in my DS. I've been playing it a lot. There's a mode in this game called Stamp Mode, where you unlock the various games. They don't all come unlocked as standard. You get free play on anything you've unlocked in Stamp Mode, but the idea of Stamp Mode is essentially to make sure that you've sampled every single game, which is a nice idea. The way they've done it, however, not quite so good. It's set into 5 rows on Stamp Mode, and you'll have to go through all of them if you want to unlock all of the games, as you might expect. So you have 42 games to go through and sample in Stamp Mode. Shouldn't take too long, should it? Well, I've been playing this on and off for about 5-6 weeks now. It's been quite a while, and the reason is because sometimes some of these games you just don't want to go through. I'm sorry, I'm happy with sampling each game, that's not a problem, but the way Stamp Mode does it is you need 3 stamps on each game in order to move forward. You get 3 if you come first in the game, and sometimes those transfer over. So let's say you already had 2 stamps in your Stamp Mode and you won a game. You'd get a stamp to finish that game off and then 2 stamps in the next one. Great idea. Doesn't cross over on rows though, so once you get to the end of the row, if you win and you only needed 1 stamp, those other 2 are gone. That is important because some of these games are filler. There is one game where each time you play, you have to play 5 hands of that game in order to get through it. I found this right at the start of a row, and I could not get to grips with this game. I just didn't like it, didn't like the rules, didn't like the way it worked, couldn't win. Because it's just one of those things. You get. I am one of those people where if you don't like it and it doesn't click, you're not even going to try to win. It's just how I am. So I had to endure this. I did try to win eventually because I want to get through it and get to the next game, but I couldn't win. So I had to play 3 times to get through this. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? You get a stamp each time you lose. But each game has 5 hands in it, so I ended up having to play 15 hands of a game I didn't like just to get to the next game. That's not great for me. I think if you're going to have a sample mode, then it should be you have to go through and play once. I can understand an argument for twice, because first time maybe you're not quite sure of the rules, and next time you get it and it clicks and it's alright. There were a couple of games like that, in fact, where I got it on the second try and say, oh, actually, yeah, I understand it now and I like it. But 3 is a bit off. So I had to play this one game from 3 games with 5 hands each to 15 hands. Oh my goodness. I wanted to just stop. But I knew that Othello and chess were on here somewhere. I had to get past this game. I'm glad I did in the end, but it's one of those downsides. I understand Stamp Mode, but please, if you're going to put a collection of classic games together, only have 1 or 2 unlockables. Don't require me to do all 42, and maybe I'd have had a higher rating for this, but chess was worth it. Chess is good on this. Dominoes is worth it as well. Dominoes was quite a lot of fun, actually. Using the stylus to move the dominoes around was actually surprisingly fun, and it kind of worked. Ludo, on the other hand, is not a good game. Guys, I don't know why it has to be on all of these collections. I know it's a simple game and it's a classic, but if you don't roll a 6, and it's possible for you to not roll a 6 for the entire game, then all you are doing is rolling a dice and watching the computer play Ludo. And I'm sorry, I should not have to endure that 3 times. It's an exercise in complete boredom while trying to avail yourself of boredom. So, it's not for me. But I've rambled on enough. So, if you're into your old classic games, you want chess, you want Othello, you want some great card games, and dominoes and things like that, then get a copy of this. This is actually good fun. But be sure that you get a version that's second-hand where someone's already unlocked them all. That's how I would say it. If you don't, then you're going to have to endure that card game that I had to do 15 hands of and I can't even remember the name of now. And I'm not looking back. I'm not going back to it. There's no way I'm playing that game again. Then you're going to be in for a bit of trouble if you end up with that. But on the whole, a lot of good games in it. The AI is pretty good. Easy, medium and hard modes, they're decent enough. So I do recommend it, but I just don't like the idea of having to unlock it. Okay, guys, I think I've rambled on about this. People would say it's just shuffleware, but it's not. It's actually worth it. If you can get it for cheap, give it a try. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble on about a collection of card games and board games on the DS for a while. I hope you have a great day. On Wednesday, we have GameHammer live. On Friday, it's a new episode of GameHammer. And on Monday, there won't be a GameHammer Extra next week, because it will instead be Board Game Hammer Episode 1. So do tune in for that. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Happy gaming. If you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It really does help create future videos. That's patreon.com/Zoe Kirk Robinson. And I've got an extra special thanks going out to Chief89, Sam Yates, Retro Mickey 82, Mo Henry, and George Botterini. Thank you so much, guys.